waiting, just waiting. This is what happened with Netanyahu too. It takes forever. Just gotta wait it out. See how long it takes. Hopefully this one's quicker. I'm just curious what he's gonna say, because Trump's been saying that he wants to move the people from Gaza to Jordan and Egypt, and King Abdullah kept saying no, 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 no. So I want to see if he's gonna keep that same energy or is he gonna capitulate to Trump. So far, it seems like a lot of people have been capitulating, but I don't know. This one is a more touchy subject than like tariffs on oil or something, or tariffs on steel.
What time you got?
Imports, exports. This is different.
I got 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
My guess is it's not gonna happen.
Lock it out in 5 minutes.
I think the Palestinians are gonna return. They're gonna have a state. That's what I think personally. Let me just make sure what time they were scheduled to talk anyways. I think it's probably like 9 or 9:10. President Trump is scheduled to meet with King Abdullah II of Jordan at the White House on February 11, 2025. The exact time of this meeting hasn't been detailed in public reports. However, based on available information, the meeting is expected to occur sometime in the morning or early afternoon. Is there a plan to have lunch together before the King and Crown Prince departs around 1:05 p.m.? So we have a 3-hour difference, so 1, 12, 11. So they have to leave at 10:05, the King and Crown Prince. So yeah, around 9:10, probably start. Because how you have enough time to have lunch? Yeah, so recently.
Gates open.
Recently, King Abdullah of Jordan, he's made comments on several issues. The rejection of the Palestinian displacement. He explicitly rejected any attempts to displace Palestinians from Gaza into Jordan. The stance was reiterated in various texts, including discussions with U.S. President Donald Trump, where he emphasized that Jordan will not serve as an alternative homeland for Palestinians, highlighting the potential destabilization this could cause in Jordan. He has stressed the need to stop settlement activities in Palestinian territory, rejecting any moves towards land annexation. This was part of broader discussions on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, where he advocates for a two-state solution as the pre-1967 lines with East Jerusalem as the Palestinian capital. King Abdullah has underscored Jordan's role as pillar of stability in the Middle East, especially given the presence of U.S. military bases in Jordan. His comments often focus on the need for international support for Palestinian rights and prevention of further conflict escalation in the region. Yeah, so they're not only talking about Gaza, they're also going to be talking about counterterrorism. Both leaders might discuss strategies to counter terrorism, particularly with regards to threats from groups like ISIS or Al Qaeda affiliates. With Iran's activities in Syria, Lebanon, and potential destabilization and effort in Jordan, discussions on curbing Iranian influence could be central, focusing on security along Jordan's borders. Trump's administration has previously indicated a reassessment of foreign aid, which is significant for Jordan, one of the largest recipients of U.S. aid. They might negotiate the continuation or adjustment of this aid, especially after recent threats to withhold it. That's the part that's scary for the Palestinians because Trump does have leverage over Jordan. Jordan hosts U.S. troops and benefits from military aid. Discussions on deepening military ties, including training and equipment, could be on the agenda. Jordan's stability is crucial for U.S. interest in the region, so affirming political support for King Abdullah's leadership might be discussed. While Gaza is a significant point, the broader refugee crisis, including the Syrian situation, might be addressed, given Jordan's role in hosting millions of refugees. Despite the Gaza focus, broader peace initiatives like the Abraham Accords could come up, discussing Jordan's role as further steps towards normalization with Israel. Jordan also faces significant challenges with water and energy. This might be talks on U.S. support for projects aimed at improving these sectors, including potential collaborations or investments. They might touch on broader diplomatic efforts in the region, including Saudi-Iranian relationships or the situation in Yemen. So we'll see. Let's see if the White House is live yet.
Just remember, you're gonna be
Not yet. Oh, there's the motorcade. I think that's... oh no, that's probably the... yeah, Trump's outside. Here we go. Just pulled up. He's a short man.
Mr. President, are you confident the king will back your plan for the Palestinian people? Will you cut off aid to
Didn't
Jordan if
answer.
he's not on board, Mr. President?
Mr. President, is Saturday still your deadline for Hamas, sir? Sir, is Saturday still your deadline for Hamas? Do you think they'll listen to you?
Are you confident you can get the king on board with your plan for the Palestinian people?
He's a great man.
Will you cut off aid to Jordan if he doesn't, sir?
He didn't answer, he just goes, that's a great man. Oh my god.
Good job,
Just
Mac.
dodging them questions. Completely dodged it. Look at the big squad. Who the hell are these people? Is this Trump's Secret Service? Or is this the Jordanians? They look American to me.
Good man, thank you. Good man. Unhook right here. Just like this. Oh, thank you. That's just me. So that's get to it. Thank you. I have a friend in Jordan.
You have a friend in Jordan?
You have a friend.
Oh, that's it. Trump and King of Jordan. Let's see who else is live.
Use kayak to compare hundreds of travel sites at once? I like to do things myself. No machine is better than me.
I had a hot pot. I'd shoot
Flexible. Raising it up.
We'll just wait here. We'll just wait here till they start talking. Let's go to Al Jazeera. Actually, let's just check in. Let's just check in what they're talking about.
Jordan has long been a close ally of the United States. Now, as King Abdullah heads to Washington for talks with President Donald Trump, the stakes and risks couldn't be higher. Trump has shocked the world with his plan to take over Gaza and forcibly displace its population to Jordan and Egypt, a proposal roundly rejected by both countries, despite Trump's assertion that Jordan would agree eventually.
They're going to do it. Okay? We do a lot for them, and they're going to do it.
There's also the threat of mass forced displacement from the occupied West Bank looming large. Israel's right-wing government wants to annex the territory and is betting on a green light from Washington. King Abdullah has strong public backing in opposing the displacement of the Palestinians.
He says that, but
Public anger
let's
in
just hope he has some
Jordan is
leverage.
tangible.
It's not
Neither
looking
Trump,
too good for him.
Netanyahu, or anyone else have the right.
That's what I say, like
implementing another work platform.
these leaders in the area, like even Turkey, this guy, Saudi, they're always like, oh, Palestine needs their own state, this and that. But it just doesn't feel like they have enough leverage, or I don't know. The way they talk is different than how they act almost.
Again. Don't they have better ways to waste our time?
Known as a 2 and 2. They'll take 2 questions from the American media, 2 questions from the Jordanian media. This is very much a working meeting. So they will have their meeting in the Oval Office. Advisors will be there as well. The 2 leaders will also have lunch in the White House, and then Donald Trump will shake hands with King Abdullah, who will leave and no doubt report back to people in the Middle East about what Donald Trump's thinking is as far as the latest situation in Gaza. What is interesting is that Donald Trump has slightly changed his tone on Gaza, and that is perhaps because of the massive backlash that is seen around the world.
I'm telling you. I'm not saying 100% certain, but from what I've seen from Trump, what he did to Canada and all the other countries, he makes this like crazy claim, because it's in his book. I looked it up, Art of the Deal. So you make a crazy claim so that when you're at the negotiating table and everybody's in, you know, honestly negotiating, when you come down from that crazy ask, it's a lot more, it seems more reasonable than starting with your reasonable, because then you have to negotiate and then maybe you get something you don't like. But if you start something crazy, insane, then any negotiating down from that, it's like you're still winning. So that's what I think's going on. But well, just like anything, you just wait and it, you know, shows itself.
To the idea that first of all, the Palestinians would be moved out of Gaza, and as he said in a television interview in the last 24 hours or so, the Palestinians would not have a right of return to their own lands. And that created the whole idea of moving them out to create this super resort was widely condemned around the Arab world, but also by European and other Western leaders. But now the idea that they wouldn't return is simply unacceptable to many Arab leaders, I'm sure, including, and I'm speaking for him here with no real inside knowledge, but given his position in the past and his statements more recently, you can see that King Abdullah would not see that as an acceptable solution
I don't think
to
so.
the problem. They still believe that a two-state solution is the way forward, not something that Donald Trump has immediately signed up to. He did an interview with Time magazine at the end of the year and said there could be other answers. His UN ambassador, Elise Stefanik, during her confirmation hearing, still not confirmed by the way, she suggested that the two-state solution wasn't necessarily what they were thinking once she was at the United Nations, something that has been United States policy for more than 20, 30 years.
Okay, Alan, thank you so much for the time being. Alan Fisher reporting for us from the White House.
I just wanted to give us an update when they're going to start.
Let's cross over to Hamdas Al-Hout now, joining us from Jordan's capital, Amman, to find out what people there think about what's going on. And for the Jordanians,
I'm genuinely curious what they feel over there.
Walking a very tight rope here. What are the challenges that are now posed by Donald Trump to Jordan?
Well, the main challenge would be the halting of aid to Jordan. Jordan is the fourth recipient of the largest amount of aid that the United States sends abroad. Last year alone, nearly $1.5 billion, and roughly 40% of Jordan's total foreign aid comes from the United States. But people here are completely
That's a lot of money.
against Donald Trump's plan. The king himself has said it. Other Jordanian officials have said it. They've also signed on a letter with the rest of
they're like vehemently against it. I don't think they're going to change their tune with that.
Gaza, the Palestinians will remain on Palestinian land, and there's not going to really be any talk.
That's my guess. That's what's going to happen.
From the Gaza Strip. However, it's worth mentioning that Israeli politicians do like this idea and want to see it through. It's something that the far right has been championing since the beginning of the war, the displacement of Palestinians.
See what else is live.
They phrased it as the voluntary migration of the Palestinian people, but now they're saying that they have American backing for...
Yeah, we'll just hang out here. The King of Jordan has to leave at like 10:05. So I think pretty soon they'll get this going. I can't imagine they wait any longer, because they have to have lunch. They said they have to have lunch. They're going to take questions. I'm sure they're going to meet alone, so it's time to get going. Oh, door's opening. Who's there? Some straggler got left behind. The whole squad already walked in. That guy's so late. What the hell? That's it?
Those bottles today and see the difference. I mean, for me, it's, you know, I enjoy coffee, and taking my time in the morning, getting a nice warm sip. Just
Bruh.
You know,
these guys are doing ads.
Go ahead, just
step,
call it what it is, a jolt.
A jolt.
Let's get some information, man.
Some lightning to the thunder.
Yeah.
All these streams are ending because they went inside. But no one's starting their new stream yet.
Will you cut off aid to Jordan if he doesn't, sir?
keep barking.
On board, Mr. President?
Mr. President, is Saturday still your deadline for Hamas, sir? Sir, is Saturday still your deadline for Hamas?
Yes,
Do you think they'll listen to you?
I
Are you
do.
confident you can get the king on board with your plan for the Palestinian people?
He's a great man.
Will you cut off aid to Jordan if he doesn't?
What an answer. Dude, I'm telling you, he's gonna change his plan, watch. Too much backlash.
On board, Mr. President?
Dude, is this guy just gonna keep repeating his video?
Still your deadline for Hamas, sir? Sir, is Saturday still your deadline for Hamas? Do you
Sir.
think they'll listen to you?
Fighting until Hamas is finally defeated. What's your reaction to this?
Well, they have tried to defeat Hamas for 17 months, and they have done a lot of damage to the infrastructure of Gaza. And at the end, they went to the table and negotiated a ceasefire. So I don't think they will do more.
Gaza. Alright. Still waiting, but we'll get closer.
It's not a hobby. It's your empire. It's not DIY. It's do it yourself on Wix.
This is not the first all-electric car. That's because no BMW sees the road until it's reached the ultimate standard, our own. A standard that demands that every BMW drives and feels exactly like a BMW should. Unparalleled performance and precision handling made possible by electric engineering. But isn't that what you'd expect from the ultimate electric driving machine?
I don't know if you guys watched my my video, the live I did with Netanyahu and Trump, but I waited so long for that one. I started like way before this, like before they even arrived. So when they started talking, it was literally probably like an hour in already. Pretty ridiculous. I gotta keep my eye on different streams because I'm just waiting for the main White House one to start. No, nothing. What the random people walking in now, but come on. Yeah, I was just saying how the King of Jordan and the leaders in the area have been really against Trump's plan, which everyone has. I'm against it too, but I just don't know how much leverage they actually have. Because like they were saying earlier, the U.S. gives like 40% of Jordan's foreign aid comes from the U.S. So I mean, I don't know. Yeah, so the guy from Al Jazeera already said they're going to be taking questions. It's going to be 2 from Jordanian journalists, 2 from American journalists. So for sure it's happening. But when? That's the question. Maybe 9:30. They'll do it for like 20 minutes. Then they'll do their little lunch thingy and head out. Dude, that's like the cheesiest thing for me. You know when foreign leaders meet up and like I think Putin and Xi did it, where they made pancakes together. And then there was one of Putin and Kim Jong-un, where I don't know. I think Putin got offered a bottle of or a glass of champagne. He waited for Kim Jong-un to drink it first before he drank his. I'm just going through the streams, and it's funny because like Times of India has a stream going, like everybody's streaming this, but no one's doing anything. It's literally just the live of the door. Can we get some talking or something? Jordanian king and crown prince. Let's see. Trump's going crazy on the tariffs today. 25% on tariff 232. Yeah, he's trying to bring manufacturing back. Dude, I feel bad for these dudes out here with the flags. Like this dude on their left right here, the little boat hat. How miserable that guy looks, dude. Look at him, he's like, ugh. How much longer do I have to wait here? Who's this guy? Can we kick him out?
Once they arrival, I will go down, okay?
The car is really going to come right here. So you have to be behind the road.
How about this bald guy? Who's he? I want to know how I can find out who these people are. Like, who's this lady? Oh, look. Oh, that's press. I think she has press credentials.
So, like, you can be back here, or you can be behind.
This dude might be press too. I see his necklace, but it could be something else. Mr. Beast should be streaming this.
Only the camera. So the camera can, one one of the cameras can come here.
Yeah, is it cold where you guys live? I feel like it's been cold everywhere lately. I'm in LA, so not like cold, but for me it's cold. Yesterday I was in Carlsbad, and the hotel is like kind of in the mountains. Dude, freezing. Started getting cloudy, and the jacuzzi is like literally half a mile walk from our hotel room. So it's painful.
That's not up to the Wranglers. They have a very different diplomatic job here.
I wonder if this guy knows he's being live streamed. He's just been standing in the middle of the frame the whole time.
Where you're gonna have to go up there. Does he really think he's gonna answer a question?
I think that's just you can stand just here.
What do you guys think? Are Trump and King of Jordan eating McDonald's right now with the nice Diet Coke with plastic straws?
You can stand right here.
Trump's probably showing off his plastic straws. He's like, yo, these are the new ones. These are worse than the ones before, but your Pepsi will taste good though, King of Jordan. King Abdullah. We have the best. We have the best paper straws here. No paper straws, I mean plastic. Big and beautiful plastic. This is not gonna happen, we'll see. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen either. I think it's just a big negotiating tactic. And dude, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be wrong maybe, but I think there's gonna be a Palestinian state, and they're gonna have their capital in East Jerusalem. That's just my guess. Back. I gotta put my headphone on charge. Give me like 2 minutes. Some interesting news for you guys. I just read about this. You ready? Is anybody from California? Because you might be Danish. No, I'm kidding, you're not Danish. In a response to President Donald Trump musings about U.S. acquiring Greenland from Denmark, Danish citizens have launched a humorous counter-effort to purchase California. You got that right. They can't even take care of Greenland, but California, they want it. Which they refer to as Denmarkification. An online petition for this has gained 200,000 signatures. The petition humorously suggests that acquiring California would provide Denmark with more sunshine. Dude, this is actually funny. More sunshine, tech industry dominance, endless avocado toast, and easy access to Disneyland, which they propose to rename in honor of Hans Christian Andersen. The article also includes a playful quote asking if Denmark needs more sunshine, palm trees, and roller coasters. That's funny. Let's see how the online reactions are. Yeah, it's funny because it's like, it's obviously not serious, but it's just like a funny jab at Trump. Yeah, the comments also touch on the cultural aspects like bringing Hygge, I don't know how to say that, Hig, a Danish concept of coziness and comfort to Hollywood, suggesting a whimsical blend of Danish and Californian culture. I think we have a Danish town here, no? Oh, Solvang, yeah, there's Solvang in California. It's often referred to as Little Denmark. It was founded in 1911 by Danish immigrants. Solvang is located in the Santa Ynez Valley, about 45 minutes from Santa Barbara. It's famous for its Danish culture, which includes thatched roofs, windmills, and offers a variety of activities like wine tasting, museum visits, enjoying authentic Danish pastries. Yeah, so if there's any Danes that love California, come visit, dude. We have Solvang. You'll feel like home. Solvang hosts several events throughout the year that celebrates its Danish heritage, such as Danish Days in September and Julefest in December, which transforms the town into a famous festive Danish wonderland. The town's charm and unique cultural heritage attract over 1 million visitors annually, making it a popular destination for those looking to experience a slice of Denmark and California. Julefest. So we're basically waiting for King Abdullah and Trump to meet with each other. But meanwhile, I'm just looking through X, and Denmark wants to annex California. So that's happening. And then the King Abdullah and Trump are gonna have a corny lunch together. They're gonna make McDonald's burgers together or something, and drink Diet Coke with straws that are plastic. So now we're just patiently waiting because there's not much else we can do. You guys have anything interesting going on in your news worlds? Anything you would want me to know about? I'm up to date on the basics, like, you know, the 25% tariffs on steel, the crazy Gaza plan that's not gonna happen. The ceasefire in Israel and Palestine ceasefire is like breaking apart right now. There's murmurs that it's gonna start kicking off again. Hopefully not. But yeah, the arguments are, from what I've heard, the Palestinians, they had like requirements for a certain amount of like fuel trucks, temporary housing, humanitarian stuff. They're saying that they haven't met those goals. And then on the other side, Israel is saying that they're not releasing the hostages fast enough, and also the hostages aren't coming back in good condition. But then also there's a lot of propaganda on both sides, so for a normal person it's kind of hard to understand. You don't know what's real, what's not. Alright, let's see if there's another stream that's talking about something actually, not just staring at people that are tired of standing in this freaking cold. Have any of you guys ever been to Jordan? I've literally never seen pictures, heard of anything from Jordan. But I just saw a little glimpse from the live I was watching earlier, and it looks kind of nice, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Dude, I also heard yesterday that Doge uncovered that FEMA was sending like $59 million to luxury hotels to keep the illegal immigrants housed. Let's look into that. I don't know. Elon Musk, through his Department of Government Efficiency, has uncovered that Federal Emergency Management Agency FEMA allegedly spent $59 million last week to house illegal migrants. Oh, that's just last week? That's just last week? I thought that was the whole time. This action is claimed to violate a presidential executive order restricting FEMA funds to disaster relief efforts. Isn't that what it's for, FEMA? Musk has demanded that these funds be recouped, labeling the expenditure as illegal and insubordinate to the president's order. Wild. What if we recouped all the money, like say in the past 10 years, that have been illegally spent through USAID for people who've been getting kickbacks from whatever countries, whatever NGO, whatever they've been helping out? Imagine if we got all that money back. Dude, California could finally have a train to somewhere. Oh my god, this is taking forever. Oh. I think Tulsi Gabbard is gonna get confirmed today, hopefully. There's also Kash Patel, because I'm waiting for every single one of those lists to drop. Epstein, Diddy, Pizzagate. Can I say that? I don't know. Pizzas. Frazzle. Frazzle. Dude, I heard John Podesta was getting paid from USAID. Is that not sus? He might have been frazzling somewhere with that money. Dude, I'm gonna look up some information about Jordan. Let's learn about Jordan since we're waiting for her. Let's see. General information about Jordan. The country, not the person. Jordan, officially known as the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, is a country in the Middle East. They're bordered by Saudi Arabia to the south and east, Iraq to the northeast, Syria to the north, and Israel and the Palestinian territories to the west. The Dead Sea, the lowest point on earth, lies along its west. Oh. The Dead Sea is in Jordan? The country includes a variety of landscape from desert of Wadi Rum to fertile Jordan Valley. The capital is Amman, which is not only the political and economic center, but also a city known for its blend of ancient ruins and modern urban life. Alright, let's see. Jordanian culture is a fusion of Arab and Islamic traditions with influences from various historical periods. Arabic is the official language, and Islam is the predominant religion, though there are significant Christian and other religious minorities. Interesting, I never knew that. That's very interesting. Let's see their economy. The economy is diverse, with sectors like tourism, notably... Oh, Petra, that's that really old UNESCO World Heritage Site. That's such a crazy place. Out of this world. There's phosphate mining, manufacturing, and agriculture. Apparently the remittances from Jordanian working abroad also is a key role. Hopefully they own XRP. Jordan faces challenges with water scarcity and unemployment. Unemployment, really? Jordan is a constitutional monarchy under King Abdullah II. While the king holds significant executive and legislative power, there is also an elected parliament. Jordan is known for its hospitality, and it's relatively stable compared to some of its neighbors. Education and healthcare are priorities, with Amman hosting several universities and medical facilities. For tourism, they have Petra, and includes the historical site of Jerash, the Dead Sea, for its unique floating experience, and Aqaba for its Red Sea diving opportunities. It's very interesting. King Abdullah II has been the king of Jordan since February 7th, 1999. He's been the king for 26 years. That's absolutely wild. if there's any other lives. Or at the White House. Live. Hindustan Times. Ani News. Let's go to Ani News.
At Harbor Freight, we
What's
design
Ani
and
News?
test our own tools and sell them directly to you. No middleman, just quality tools you can trust at prices.
Skip. No, thank you. Literally, they're all recording the same scene. All those camera guys, the reporters, they're all there just staring at these flag holders for like the past 30, 40, probably 40 minutes. The Beast. Somebody threw a rock at Netanyahu's motorcade the other day. I don't know if you guys caught that, but whoever threw that needs to be entered into the baseball academy. LA Dodgers baseball academy.
Mr. President, are you confident the king will back your plan for the Palestinian people? Will you cut off aid to Jordan if he's not on board, Mr. President?
Mr. President, is Saturday still your deadline for Hamas, sir? Sir, is Saturday still your deadline for Hamas? Do you think he'll listen to you?
Are you confident you can get the king on board with your plan for the Palestinian people?
Great man.
Will you cut off aid to Jordan if he doesn't, sir?
Mr. President. Bernie. A little bit ago though, so let's see if the White House is live. That's the important one. If the White House goes live, I'll just keep it on that stream. But dude, they said he's supposed to leave at like 10 or something. How's he gonna have enough time to do this? Oh, here we go. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Quick, he's live.
I'd like to say a few words and thank you very much.
Mr. President, thank you very much for having us in so short after your inauguration. I think just as a testament to what you said is a special relationship between
Dude, this guy's English is amazing.
relationship of friendship and trust between the two of us. Mr. President, I truly believe that with all
He blinks really hard.
I finally see somebody that can take us across the finish line to bring stability, peace, and prosperity to all of us in the region. And it is, I think, our collective responsibility.
Why are they both leaning their heads like that?
To work with you, to support you, to achieve those lofty goals. So I'm very delighted to be here. And as you said, sir, we've got some very interesting discussions ahead.
Very good. Very good. Thank you very much.
I like this guy.
People in the region, especially Jordan, are worried about the annexation of the West Bank. Will you give His Majesty the King guarantee that you won't allow Israel to annex the West Bank? And how are you going to
I think that's going to work out very well. That's not really what we're talking about today. I think that's something that's going to work out automatically, and it's in good shape. And we discuss it, and other people have discussed it with us and with me. That's going to work out. West Bank is going to work out very well.
Mr. President, why should the king take
Dodging some questions.
Well, I don't know, but he may have just something to say because we discussed just briefly. I think maybe you want to say it now, or?
Well, Mr. President, I think we have to keep in mind that there is a plan from Egypt and the Arab countries. We're being invited by Mohammed bin Salman to discussions in Riyadh. I think the point is how do we make this work in a way that is good for everybody?
Right.
And obviously, we have to look at the best interests of the United States, of the people in the region, especially to my people of Jordan. And we're going to have some interesting discussions today. I think one of the things that we can do right away is take 2,000 children that are either cancer children or in very ill state to Jordan as quickly as possible. and then wait for, I think, the Egyptians to present their plan on how we can work with the president to work on the Gaza challenges.
Here we go. That's what I was waiting for. So, what it sounds like to me is Trump is saying these crazy things, right? Maybe it's going to happen. I don't know. I'm not saying I know this, but from what I'm getting, what this guy is saying is like, well, us in the area are working together now, and we're going to come to the best conclusion, right? And then he said he's going to take 2,000 Palestinian yeah, that's 100%. I agree with that, because I see the pictures there, and like, I don't want them to leave, but if they're going to go get treatment for cancer and all these, yeah, dude, I'm all for that.
I want to tell you, excuse me, wait, just please. I didn't know that, what you just said, 2,000 children with cancer or other problems, and that's really a beautiful gesture. That's really good, and we appreciate it. And we'll be working on the rest with Egypt. I think you're going to see some great progress. I think with Jordan, you're going to see some great progress. 3 of us, and we'll have some others helping, and we're going to have some others at a very high level helping, and the whole thing will come. It's not a complex thing to do. And with the United States being in control of that piece of land, a fairly large piece of land, you're going to have stability in the Middle East for the first time. And the Palestinians, or the people that live now in Gaza, will be living beautifully in another location. They're going to be living safely. They're not going to be killed, murdered, and having to leave every 10 years, because I've been watching this for so many years. It's nothing but trouble. Everyone's being killed. They're being robbed. It's like living in hell, and they're going to end up having a great home, great families that don't have to get mugged and killed and beaten up.
It's not going to happen, sir.
By Hamas and everybody else. And I know we'll be able to work something. And what you just said about the 2,000 is fantastic. It's so beautiful. It's music to my ears. But we're going to be able to work something, and I know we'll be able to work something also with I believe, not 100%, but 99%. We're going to work out something with Egypt.
Mr. President, during your election campaign, Mr. President, how is the U.S. going to own Gaza? Your White House has made clear taxpayer dollars won't be used for this. So what money are you going to use to buy Gaza?
We're not going to buy anything. We're going to have it. We're going to keep it, and we're going to make sure that there's going to be peace, and there's not going to be any problem, and nobody's going to question it. And we're going
see, it's just confusing. Like, I think it's a negotiating tactic. We're going to control it, but we're not going to own it. Like, what does that even mean?
Larger scale on that site, and we'll have lots of good things built there, including hotels and office buildings and housing and other things. And we'll make that site into what it should be. And the people from Gaza who wouldn't be able to be there for years, because you're talking about to get it and prepare it and to take care of all of the problems that currently it has, as you know, tunnels, and people are in those tunnels.
Yeah, the tunnels.
And you have some good people and some bad people, and you may have hostages right now. You know, you have the hostages possibly there. They don't know where they are. And, you know, I have a Saturday deadline, and I don't think they're going to make the deadline personally. I think they want to play tough guy, but we'll see how tough they are. But it's going to be a wonderful thing. It's going to be wonderful for the Middle East. I think it'll turn the Middle East. I think you're going to have peace in the Middle East. You're going to eventually have peace in the Middle East.
Couldn't this deadline risk undermining the talks that you're having with the king today, and risk the kind of wider peace that you're trying to?
Because we're not talking about a big situation. We're talking about something that can go very quickly. We're talking about it's going to go quickly. It's not going to take a long time, okay? That's not going to take a long time. You know bullies? You know what a bully is, right? You know the bully, I've always, and I found it throughout my life, a bully is the weakest person. And they're bullies. Hamas is bullies.
What?
The weakest people are bullies. You know that, right?
Maybe to their own people, but
President, you were saying that
what the hell is he referring to?
Live somewhere else safe.
Who are they bullying?
Where exactly do you want them to live?
Well, it's not where I want them to live. It's going to be where we ultimately choose as a group. And I believe we'll have a parcel of land in Jordan. I believe we'll have a parcel of land in Egypt. We may have someplace else, but I think when we finish our talks, we'll have a place where they're going to live very happily and very safely. And, you know, don't forget, they only want to be on the Gaza Strip because they don't know anything else. They never had an alternative.
That's their home, actually.
They don't want to be on the Gaza Strip, but they have no choice. They have to be.
Maybe some of them
They're being
don't.
killed there at levels that nobody
But I
knows.
get it. Like,
no place in the world
dude, you're
is
proud of where you come
as
from. You're not gonna
dangerous
lose
as
your
the Gaza
country, you
Strip.
know.
They don't want to be there. They have no alternative. When they have an alternative, not one person will want to stay where they are. Nobody wants to stay there. They're living in hell. It's a death trap.
Mr. President, how do you know that the Palestinians don't want to leave their land? Some people say this is ethnic cleansing. You won't be able to force them to leave their land. They stay
We're moving
there.
them to a beautiful location where they have new homes, where they can live safely, where they'll have
But they won't
doctors
leave,
and
sir.
medical and all of those things, and I think it's going to be great. Yeah, any questions?
King Abdullah, what do you think about the U.S. taking over the Gaza Strip? Do you want to see the
There you
US
go. That's what I want to hear.
own the Gaza Strip?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, the president is looking at Egypt coming to present their plan.
See what I mean?
As I
See what I mean? See what I mean? See what I mean?
We will be in Saudi Arabia to discuss how we can work with the president and with the United States.
They're gonna be negotiating.
Wait until the Egyptians can come and present it to the president and not get ahead of ourselves.
And is there a partial
My bet is still they won't leave. They're gonna stay there.
I think what we said, I have to look at the best interests of my country. I think the president is very happy that we do this thing with 2,000 children as quickly as possible. And again, I believe that the president is looking forward to getting a group of us Arabs here to discuss the overall plan.
And last question, the 2,000 children, are those from the Gaza Strip?
Absolutely, from the Gaza Strip.
Are you willing to change your mind, Mr.
That's
President?
from the Gaza Strip, the 2,000.
Are you willing to change your mind if you hear the Egyptian and the Arab plan end of the month? If they present you something different, are you open to
I
another
think
plan?
we sort of have gone down the line. We know pretty much what is going to be presented. And I think it's going to be something that's going to be magnificent for the Palestinians. They're going to be in love with it. I did very well with real estate. I can tell you about real estate. They're going to be in love with it.
But Mr. President, doesn't concern you that moving 2 million people from there?
It's a very small number of people relative to other things that have taken place over the decades and centuries. It's a very small number of people, and they're living a terrible life. Look at the way they're living now. Nobody's living like that in the entire world. They're living under buildings that are mostly fallen down and will continue to fall down. And they're living under. People are being killed every day. The conditions are horrible. There are no conditions anywhere in the world that are worse than the Gaza Strip right now.
But don't you have
Mr.
concern
President,
that you can
said all
destabilize
hell-
Jordan and
You said all
Egypt?
hell will break out if all the hostages are not released on Saturday. What did you mean by that? And are you encouraging Netanyahu to walk away from this deal? Have you talked about this with him?
So I've looked at at the condition of people coming out of the hostage situation, and it's horrible. I looked at the before and after yesterday. 3 young men. One is dead now, as you know. The older gentleman who died, which everybody said he was alive and well. He's dead.
I heard about this.
3
Yeah.
young men, and I looked at them.
There was rumors that they were alive, but he ended up not being alive.
They look like Holocaust survivors. They looked. I mean, they'll get better, but they're in rough shape. They were treated really badly, and we've heard things from them since. And I think the reason that Hamas is playing so cute is because they probably
I agree.
saw the reaction to the
I don't like that idea.
that came out, and the other was, look, the one young lady had her hand blown off practically, and they were not in great shape either. But she's missing her fingers and a big part of her hand. You know what she did? She was stopping a bullet that was aimed at her. She went like that, and it blew off her hand. Now, I think I think they want time, because I think the people that they have living are in such bad shape, because they're sending the most healthy people out because they don't want to send.
I agree with that one for sure.
And there was
I've noticed that too.
People from yesterday.
And have you noticed that all the healthiest one are always the women?
So I don't want to do 2, and then we do another 2 in another week, and then we do 4 in 3 weeks. No. They either have them out by Saturday at 12 o'clock, or all bets are off.
Mr. President, would you still consider withholding?
Now the tricky thing with that is he's putting the ultimatum, right? But if there's more that are dead and they haven't said those hostages are dead, then there's going to be a big problem on that day, because they have to admit it.
Holding aid to those countries if they don't accept your plans to accept.
Well, I don't want to say that because we've had such a good relationship and we're doing so well just in the short time that we've been talking. I mean, the king just made a statement. I didn't ask him to do that, about literally saving 2,000 young children from the Gaza Strip. We didn't know about that. You didn't know about that. Nobody did except for the king and his son. I assume you told your son, right? And I just thought it was great. No, I think we'll do something. I don't have to threaten with money. We contribute a lot of money to Jordan and to Egypt, by the way, a lot, to both. But I don't have to threaten that. I think we're above that. I do believe we're above that. So.
Would you consider other countries, not Jordan and Egypt? There was talks about Indonesia, Albania, other places.
Yeah, sure. We would. And we have other countries that want to get involved. We have a lot of people that want to get involved. There's a great sense of wanting to help the Palestinians. There's a lot of good countries out there, people that rule those countries with big hearts, and this gentleman is at the top of the list.
And if they don't want to leave, how are you going to force them, Mr. President?
Oh, they're going to be great. They're going to be very happy.
What kind of answer is that? What kind of answer is that? It's like such a dumb answer. Oh, they're going to be great. He's a great man.
Multitude of countries, Arab, international. I know the Europeans want to step in. And again, we'll probably have to look to the help of the United States to make sure that COGAD, which is the clearing agency on the Israeli side, makes it as efficient as possible. Because 2,000 kids, the best way to get to them is by helicopters and get them straight to our institutions. I also believe that quite a few countries would also probably like to take some of those kids. And
hold on, I'm gonna go back. What did he say?
So we also
oh, they're going to be great. They're going to be.
I heard something. He said like Israel has to open something.
Response will be from a multitude of countries, Arab, international. I know the Europeans want to step in. And again, we'll probably have to look to the help of the United States to make sure that COGAD, which is the clearing agency on the Israeli side, makes it as
COGAD, clearing agency on Israeli side. That's where the pressure's got to be now.
Straight to our institutions. I also believe that quite a few countries would also probably like to take some of those kids and have them treated in their hospitals. So we hope to launch this ASAP.
Yes, and that's right. This should have been done by the Biden administration, but they didn't do anything. They didn't know what the hell they were doing. So this should have been done by the Biden administration. This should have never happened because October 7th would have never happened. If I were president, zero chance of happening. You wouldn't have had that whole mess where the Middle East got blown up, and you wouldn't have had Ukraine and Russia fighting. That would have never happened. And by the way, we're making good progress there, I think. I really think we're making some very good progress.
Mr. President, you said before that the U.S. would buy Gaza, and today you just said we're not going to buy Gaza.
We're not going to have to buy. We're going to have Gaza. We don't have to buy. There's nothing to buy. We will have Gaza.
What does that mean?
No reason to buy. There is nothing to buy. It's Gaza. It's a war-torn area. We're going to take it. We're going to hold it. We're going to cherish it. We're going to get it going eventually where a lot of jobs are going to be created for the people in the Middle East. It's going to be for the people in the Middle East, but I think it can be a diamond. It can be an absolute tremendous asset for the Middle East. And you're going to have peace. It's going to bring peace in the Middle East. Gaza, the way it is right now, every 10 years you're going to have the same thing happening. I've watched it so long, all the death and destruction of Gaza. The civilization's been wiped out in Gaza. No, it's going to be a tremendous thing. It's fronting on the sea. It's going to be.
It's like I don't know. I didn't understand what it was, but
a lot of people to work, and those people are all going to be from.
In order for their helicopters to come in and grab the kids, they have to be cleared. So they probably don't get shot down or something. I'm assuming something like that.
Well, again, this is something that we, as Arabs, will be coming to the United States with something that we're going to talk about later to discuss all these options.
And Mr. President, take it under what authority? It is sovereign territory.
Under the U.S. authority.
And Mr. President, would you seek to personally develop property in Gaza after this happens?
No, I've had a great career in real estate.
Mr. President,
when you've done what I've done in the last number of years, including the 4 years that We should have been doing something else, frankly, because people see that now for sure. But when you've done what I've done, you can just do more good for people when you're president. When you're president, we can do things. This is all things that should have been done, but actually things that shouldn't have had to be done. Gaza, absolutely, it would have been so great if the Biden administration would have started this. But actually, in all fairness to them, they should have never let it happen. It did happen, and because of the fact that they let this happen, this catastrophe of October 7th, something like this becomes practical and very real, meaning the development and all of the things that I've talked about with respect to the Gaza Strip. If you didn't have the October 7th catastrophe, and it was a horrible catastrophe, then probably you wouldn't be talking about that. But the only thing I can say is this is going to bring stability and peace to the Middle East. And ultimately, when it's developed, which will be in quite a while from now, because we want to let things calm down. But when it's developed, it's going to bring tremendous numbers of jobs to the Middle East, including the people of your country.
Mr. President, what if it does not bring peace to the Middle East? There are many Palestinians, even though you say that everything is going to be beautiful, everything is going to be lovely, they're not going to want to go back. There are going to be people who want to go back and feel like that it is their right to do that. You haven't said, will there be any type of repercussions or anything that happens?
We don't think that's going to happen. We think people are going to be very happy, thrilled. A lot of those people that you're talking about are going to end up maybe living there and maybe working there, but it'll be in a different form. We have had tremendous support for this project, and we think the biggest asset of the project is going to bring peace ultimately to the Middle East. All right.
Mr. President, one last question.
Go ahead, behind you. And you've asked enough.
Mr. President, one of your promises on the campaign trail is to bring peace to the Middle East. It was a promise to your voters, Arab voters here. The Arab voters in the United States oppose this. What do you say to them?
Well, you know, if you look at Michigan, where we have a large Arab population, as you know, I was just telling the king that we won. As you know, I won the Arab population. Now, when I started off, I wasn't leading, and when I finished, a few months later, we started campaigning in Michigan. And when I finished, we won it by a tremendous amount, by 30 points. So my relationship with the Arab population has been fantastic. And my relationship with the Middle East is very good with all the countries, just about all the countries. Let's see, I would say all the countries. And they all want to do something, and they want to see peace in the Middle East. So all the stories you hear about the Middle East not really wanting peace, that they want war, they want this, they want to go a certain place. Let me tell you, those stories are false. They want to have peace. I know them all very well. They want to have peace. They want to have a good life like other people.
Yeah, Goku, that's the one problem I have.
Big factor in bringing peace to the
I want to focus on USA, not Gaza and Israel. Like, who cares? We're American. Why do we have to care about what happens over there? Trump loves money. Trump loves his reputation. Trump loves I don't know.
All right, so you saw that meeting there in the Oval Office.
All right, that's it. How are we feeling about that? A little questionable.
Take a look. On your screen, you're going to see a lot of great information for this less lethal launcher there. You see it on the screen. We know that Berna's commitment to safety is personal for every American. So these guys love the Second Amendment. They own guns themselves. But, you know, about 5% of law enforcement actually own these as well. It's a less lethal, safe way to take care of things when it comes to a dangerous situation. I believe there are 2 kinetic
Let's go see what else
3 chemical rounds that have
they're talking
tear gas
about.
in there as well. And most of you may have heard of this.
Trump and King Abdullah's meeting just ended. Feeling meh about that, meh. Again, you know, I live in America. I want Trump to focus on America, but I just want a solution to this whole Gaza and Israel thing, and let's get a solution done to the Ukraine and Russia thing. Let's put all this war, dying, let's put all this behind us. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream. Nothing else much to say. I'm surprised though, like the White House didn't have a live, the AP didn't have a live, Reuters didn't have a live, Associated Press didn't have a live. It was only RSBN, which is interesting. Let's see what else. What other news going on with Trump? Any protest? Let's see, live. That's it. We'll end it right there.